So I loved the MTC, which was kind of funny. My dad told me that he hated it because he hated it. He spent about 3 weeks. He called his mom. He was like, I'm going home. This sucks. I hate the MTC and the food's terrible, which the food is not terrible, by the way. And there's so much food. So when I went to the MTC, I was in a district of, there were 3 sets of sisters and 3 sets of elders, or 2 sets of elders, 3 sets of elders. And all of the elders were going to Vanuatu, which is this island in the middle of the Pacific that nobody's heard about. And all of the sisters were going to Houston. And so I got my companion, and her name was Sister Anderson, and she was the sweetest thing ever. And I came to learn, as time went on, that she came from this little teeny tiny town in Idaho that I still haven't been able to find on a map. Her parents own a hunting outfit, so she spent most of her life in the mountains, and her best friends were bears. And she had just graduated from high school. She'd never gone on a plane before, and she was so timid and scared all the time. So we did a lot of talking. We did a lot of, there was one practice lesson where we were teaching the restoration, and she went on about the children of Israel wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. It had a point, but I can't remember it. I just remember her going off on this story, and it was hilarious. But she got to be really self-conscious. She would get to the point in lessons where she just couldn't even talk. She would just sit there and cry because she couldn't speak. And so we went out back at the MTC one day. I didn't know that there was a back. There's like nice trees and stuff, just in case you were wondering. And I said, you know what, Sister Anderson, this is your sacred grove. I want you to pray, and I'm going to sit over here and read my scriptures, and I'll come back when you're done. So I was reading my scriptures, and she started crying, and I was like, okay. And then she just kept crying and kept crying, and I was like, okay, hold on one second. So I went back, and I saw her, and she was just on the ground and all balled up, and I said, what is wrong? And she said, I just don't have the relationship with God that I thought I did, and I shouldn't be here, and all these different things. And I said, Sister Anderson, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You have given up so much, and you have given up everything you know. There's no way that he doesn't love you. And I think that was honestly one of the most rewarding things about not only MTC, but about my mission, is watching her grow. I mean, she still struggled, and she still, it wasn't like she got into the mission field and all of a sudden she was able to talk, but she was the sweetest thing ever, and she was able to help so many people, and she now is at the point where she's a lot more talkative. She's going to college and doing all these things and still hunting bears. I saw a picture of her in her bear hunt. It was crazy. But yeah, that was the MTC. Also, there were sisters in my district that went and brushed their teeth every time they ate. And they were companions. So I'm glad they were companions, because I would not have gone back to the dorm that many times. Because that's ridiculous.